Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to thank everyone that has liked, commented, and subscribed to my YouTube channel thus far. The love that you guys have shown has been greatly appreciated. I also want to inform you guys that if you're in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, that there is going to be a Save the Dream event going on August 8th to the 12th. And it's going to be in Baltimore. So if you have time to attend one of those events, I feel like it'll be extremely beneficial in helping you get through your NACA journey, because you'll be able to see and sit down with people one-on-one, not just the counselors, but people beyond the counseling process. And if you're prepared, it can definitely help you get into your home faster. So that's going to be, once again, August 8th through the 12th. Today's video is going to be about the difference between payment shock and minimum required funds. I have received some questions on that, so I just wanted to make a video, and hopefully this information will help some people. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. Payment shock is the difference between what you currently pay in rent and what your future mortgage is going to be. So let's say that you pay $1,000 for rent, and your future mortgage is going to be $1,300. Your payment shock is going to be $300. You are going to have to save that for 3 to 6 months before you could be qualified. But even once you're qualified, you're going to have to save that until you have closed on your property. Through closing, you're going to have to show that you were saving that money consistently. Don't slack on this part of it, because I've seen and heard a lot of horror stories about people messing around with the payment shock and then having to get knocked down in their process. So make sure that you are saving that money, whatever the difference is, right? So let's say that you are currently living with a relative for free. You're going to have 100% payment shock. So that $1,300 a month, you are going to have to show NACA that you can save $1,300 a month for at least 6 months before they qualify you. In most cases, right? All these are in most cases. Like sometimes there's extenuating circumstances, but that's just what it usually is with NACA. If you are living with a relative but you're paying them rent, and let's say you were paying them in cash, you are going to now have to start paying them through check, through money order, through bank transfer, and it has to be for the exact amount. So whatever you're paying them, it has to be for the exact amount that you're saying your rent is going to be. I'm going to give you guys an example. If I'm staying with my aunt and I pay her $500 in rent, I borrowed an extra $100 from her that month, or I was $100 short last month on my rent before I started the NACA program. I can't write her a $600 check. I have to write her one check for $500 and then another check for $100. Or give it $100 in cash. However I want to pay her that $100 is however I pay her. But every rent payment that I want to count towards being what I pay in rent, is going to have to be some proof. They may even request that you guys have some sort of lease or notarized letter on how much you pay in rent. I think those are all the scenarios that I can think of with NACA. Oh, when you some people won't have a payment shock. If your rent is currently $1,300 and your future mortgage is going to be $1,300, or you pay more than what your future mortgage is going to be, you will have no payment shock. Lucky you. I had a payment shock. So though your payment shock money cannot come from one-time deposit, it has to come from regular intervals of income, right? Your consistent income. So if you won the lottery, if someone you know won the lottery and gave you some money, your 401k, they don't allow it to go towards your payment shock. Okay? If you got into some sort of situation, you came into money, somebody gave it to you, none of that can go towards your payment shock. No one-time deposits like that can go towards your payment shock. It has to be from your consistent income, and from you, even if you have to save more, if you have to cut down on certain expenses, right? So no more shrimp, steak, going out every weekend, whatever it has to be, so that you can get that payment shot and show that you are saving your money. You need to make sure that you do that, because they are really going to be on you about that, and on you about your budget. So we're done with the payment shock. We're going to move on to minimum required funds. So, unlike payment shock, your minimum required funds can come from one-time deposits. So, if you want to use your 401k, if you want to use money from the lottery, or if you want to use money from any one-time lump sum deposits, you are allowed to do that with your minimum required funds. So, tell your family, don't be stingy. Now, you can't get a loan. You can. Only thing your payment shock cannot come from is loans. It can come from gifts, but it cannot come from borrowed money. Okay? If it comes from a loan, from a gift, you'll just have to have a letter explaining that this money is a gift and you do not have to pay it back. Okay? So minimum required funds is the minimum amount of money you'll need to go through the purchasing process, right? And close with NACA. So that's going to include for everybody an earnest money deposit of some sort. It's typically $1,000, but sometimes it could be less, sometimes it can be more. It's going to include your home inspection and your termite inspection. It is going to include your first year of homeowners insurance. It's going to include, now these things here may vary, right? So everything after your inspections and your earnest money, your minimum required funds may be made up of different things. It can include the money that you're going to need to buy down your interest rate. It can include, say if you close in the middle of the month or the beginning of the month, you're going to have to pay your interest on the loan until the end of the month. It's going to include property taxes. And sometimes NACA is going to require you to have a little bit of a safety net amount of money. But that's something that differs from person to person, right? So what is your minimum required funds definitely going to include? It's definitely going to include your earnest money deposit. It's definitely going to include the money for your inspections, right? So you just have to have that money shown in your account. So for me, I had to bring over $3,000 to the table. And I never got my $1,000 earnest money deposit check back. In most cases, you will get that money back at closing. You will get your earnest money deposit back, right? But because I brought down my interest rate, and that's why I had to bring money to the table on top of the fees that I had to pay. I closed that on the 4th, right? So I had to pay my interest on the loan up until the end of the month. I had to pay property tax. All those things I had to pay right off the bat. And that's why I had to bring $3,000 on top of the $1,000 for my earnest money deposit. Okay, so I hope that this information was helpful. If you guys have any questions or concerns, or I didn't explain something, if you guys think I left something out, please do not hesitate to leave that in the comments down below. I thank you guys once again for watching my videos. It's definitely appreciated. And more than anything, I hope that they help you have an easier time with this NACA process. Thank you. You guys have a great day.